Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses that come.
What up, though? What's that nigga mom, man? We about to react to the Amazing Lucas. They found 1.8 billion for this, but reparations is too expensive. Before we get into it, like and subscribe so we hit that 100K today. Check out Amazing Lucas, man. He got a nice channel. I watch this shit a lot, so let's get right into this. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot. I watch some of this shit. I be watching all type of crazy shit. You see, look, why Dark Knight is still unmatched, all types of shit like that, bro. If y'all want me to watch some of them shows, let me know in the comment section. I mean, some of that content, let me know.
Oh my goodness. So let me just make sure I have this correct. When it comes to black Americans who are asking for reparations due to slavery, Jim Crow, convict leasing, redlining, a bunch of inhumane and dehumanizing practices and laws put in place by this country to harm and undermine black Americans. That's a no-go, okay? What are you, some type of victim, huh? Lift yourself up by the bootstraps. Now, by that same token, when it comes to a bunch of white ignorants violently targeting officers, threatening to hang Mike Pence, all of this in attempts to stop an election because their guy lost and they didn't like that. When it comes to those group of people, many of which who were, messing with children, who were violent criminals, who had done heinous crimes already that were let off via Trump. When it comes to those people, well, we've got to reward them, all right? We've got to reward them due to the political targeting that was done during the Biden administration. That's what you have to understand. Many of you may be upset at this. I'm not one of those people. To me, this makes perfect sense. In America, this makes absolute 100% sense. Because for those of you who don't understand, what recently happened is that Trump had like a $10 billion lawsuit against the U.S., right? Because one of the people of the IRS leaked his tax returns and he's suing them. So what they did is Trump dropped all the lawsuits in exchange for this weaponization, fund.
Just in the last hour, the Justice Department announcing a settlement after President Trump dropped his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS over leaked tax returns.
As part of this deal, the DOJ unveiling a $1.8...
And he's doing this as the serving president. They let you know this nigga dirty as fuck. Come on, bro.
Billion-dollar
You can't not be dirty. You suing the fucking IRS for exposing your shit. You can't not be dirty. They exposing what the fuck you doing.
But the IRS not supposed to do that.
Yeah, they not. Yeah.
That's why he sued their ass.
Yeah.
Weaponization funds to pay damages to Trump's allies.
Taxpayer money, just so we're clear. Now, this money is
paying taxpayer money to sponsor allies.
Taxpayer money, just so we're clear. Now, this money is going to go towards those who were politically targeted via the Biden administration.
What the hell did you just say?
If y'all don't remember, there were a group of people in Trump's eyes via this administration that believe that were wrongfully targeted during the Biden administration. Yes, you guessed it. Holy smokes, you guys are, high IQ. That's correct. The J6ers.
The Justice Department has this new fund that was announced today, $1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Why should taxpayers pay for the January 6th?
Well, it's been very well received, I hope.
January 6th. So niggas is paying for that shit. They fucking up. Nigga taxes going up everything because January 6th and this war he started. These MAGA motherfuckers is stupid as a motherfucker. They don't realize how stupid they is, though.
I have to tell you, I know very little about it. I wasn't involved in the whole creation of it and the negotiation. But this is reimbursing people that were horribly treated. It's anti-weaponization. They've been weaponized.
Weaponized. Had an Arizona tea, half and half. And that half was half. Fucking stupid ass motherfucker. They love this stupid motherfucker though.
They've been, in some cases, imprisoned wrongly.
Yeah. Look at that.
They paid legal fees that they didn't have. They've gone bankrupt. Their lives have been destroyed. And they turn out to be right. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a terrible period of time in the history of our country, and they worked on it. I know the Justice Department, it's really been working on it very hard. There's been numerous other occasions over the years where things like this have been done, but these were people that were weaponized and really treated brutally by
hurt.
A system that was so corrupt, with corrupt people running it, and they're getting reimbursed for their legal fees and the other.
And he said corrupt people was running it. Nobody was running it yet. You were just getting out of office. Fuck.
Things that they had to suffer.
And also, I just want you to definitely understand that it's going to include those hurt by DEI, CRT, all of the, black fatigue and how they bastardize that term. All of that is going to, I would bet my bottom dollar, is going to be incorporated into this.
Furthermore, I will direct the Department of Justice to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination and schools that persist in...
This motherfucker talk about racial discrimination with a tan. Motherfucker that got a whole tan. Bitch ass nigga.
Explicit unlawful discrimination under the guise of equity will not only have their endowments taxed, but through budget reconciliation, I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment. A portion of the seized funds will then be used as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so badly.
And just to interrupt for a second, I want to let everyone know.
That definitely was a prompt. It was a prompt by... You could tell.
BlackVoteWatch.org. It's a website which helps Black Americans keep our representatives accountable, especially those that got into office on the black vote. There's a sellout list, so you can see those who got into office and betrayed us. There's a comparison, so we can compare.
That sellout list gonna always rise because it's a fucking bunch of politicians. You know what I'm saying? I live outside of that realm, but it's entertaining, I guess.
Different candidates. There's a watch list. There's a lot more coming up, but the goal is that instead of exiting politics, that we get actually involved in it, all right? That we get the same amount of education and understanding that we have of the NBA, of entertainment, of love and basketball, and all the other stuff, because this is actually impacts us on our day-to-day. Now, obviously, the goal is to eventually expand into local, but right now the focus is on federal. So I want everyone to check it out, please, BlackVoteWatch.org. That is what we are going to be using as a tool and a weapon, to protect ourselves and to shield ourselves from those who would like to exploit Black America. Now, out of all the promises that he failed to fulfill, this isn't a bad participation trophy. I'll give him that, right? Because, due to his low historic polling numbers, due to the backlash of the Iran war when he promised no new wars, due to the rising gas prices, due to the rising oil, all of this, he's figured, hey, let me give the dog a bone, all right? Let me give him a bone. And I would argue this is probably going to change his sentiment.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
This is what they are giving is essentially, in effect, white reparations. That's what they're doing. They're giving white reparations. And I mean, hey, that's as American as it gets. I don't know what to tell you. Now, having said that, I am very curious where all the hashtag cut the check people are. I'm very curious where all the people were like, Kamala ain't black, she Indian. I'm just curious, what do they have to say about this, huh?
She actually is black, though. Kamala got black in her, but she got Indian, too. So, but was she for us? Even though she fronted like it? Nah.
Was this really worth it? Okay, because you didn't like that she did collard greens in the bathtub. You giving white people reparations. Was it really worth it?
Come on now, dog.
with the pattern that we've seen in this country, yeah, why wouldn't we give reparations to white people? A matter of fact, I'm going to go so far, hey, what about the Barbary slave trade, okay? There were white people who were slaves, okay? You have to understand, hey, when it comes to discrimination, I wouldn't be surprised if these people, this administration, did mental gymnastics to say that actually the people who were harmed via slavery, via Jim Crow, were actually white people.
I never thought about it like that.
That's what you have to understand. It was actually white people who were harmed the most, okay, during slavery. Because, it wasn't until after we ended slavery that, we had all the cotton gin, all the revolution that occurred from this, the Industrial Revolution that came about. So it was actually white people, and, who were truly harmed by slavery. Damn, I would not put that past him, okay? I would not put that past him. You have to understand that his team is on code, fam. His team is on code.
They try to humanize the slave patrollers and the overseers and shit. Like, oh, that was a job, and they had to do the job. You know what I'm saying? Be fucking racist. That's what they'd do. That's the type of shit they'd do. Be like, yeah, the overseer. Had to look over them and ain't want to do it, but they was broken. Shut the fuck up. Underground Railroad. Let me throw that out there for y'all.
Oh, I have never seen a group of people more on code than the people in his cabinet. You have the AG, fan, who's coming out talking about, you know what? There's proof of fraud of the election.
Because recently Susie Wiles, the president's chief of staff, made an interesting comment that a lot of our audience was perked up about. And here's what she said. Watch this.
We had a lovely dinner, and at the end of it, he wanted to know why he won Florida, but maybe struggled in some other states that I think we're going to find out he actually did win. But I wrote like an after-action report, gave it to him to read.
So she just said that we're going to find out that President Trump actually did win certain states in the 2020 election. Now, the president says all the time that the election was rigged. What have you done about that? Do you have any evidence that the election was rigged? What can you tell us?
Well, there's a ton.
Before he get into him, her voice is fucking irritating as fuck. What can you tell us? I can't imagine the motherfucker that got to deal with that shit.
A lot of evidence that the election was rigged. That's not something the DOJ needs to tell you about. There's been evidence about that for many, many years.
I didn't even catch it.
For many, was rigged. Well, there's a ton of evidence that the election was rigged. That's not something the DOJ needs to tell you about. There's been evidence about that for many, many years.
Now, you have to understand that's what Trump has been saying this entire time. That, hey, this was fraud, they stole the election from me, all this. You have the AG coming out, oh yeah, there's more than enough proof, there was fraud in the election. I mean, we'll get to that when it comes, blah, blah, blah. Bro, what? What are you talking about?
Federal crime.
What are you talking about? We had the FCC chair who was talking about, hey, we're going to strip people's licenses.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
When we talk about being on code, fam, this is what on code looks like. This is what on code looks like. Everybody. Pete Hegseth, everybody's on code, brother. Hey, you have people say, hey, this is a good thing, all right? This is a benefit that the gas prices are high because, we're defeating terror. That's what we're doing. We're stopping terror. You can't really put a number on terror. I mean, come on now. Beta! It's wild to see, man. It's really wild to see. And you're seeing all these people who are just going,
Yep.
I'm like, yo, I genuinely don't know if we will see any type of bloodbath during the midterms. I don't know if we will have a Democrat president in 2028. I don't know.
Facts, because they all working together.
I think the country is toast.
They all working together, yeah. Idiocracy.
Maybe this is a foreign attack. Maybe this is, and maybe it's Israel. Maybe Israel's turned our back on America, God forbid, and they have somehow poisoned the water supply. I'm just trying to understand how the IQ of the country has rapidly declined in such a short period of time. I would think Or maybe it was this bad all along. Maybe I was just living the bubble. I did not see the deterioration of this country. Maybe that's what it is. Because I don't know, man. This is wild. Reparation for white people. Gas, gas being $200 a barrel, oil being $200 a barrel, is a positive because we're eliminating terror. Anyways, guys, that's a video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe this is horrible, Lucas. I can't believe he'd be, wasting taxpayer dollars on such nonsense, on supporting these people. Or if you believe, what do you mean? How can you say this at this point in time, right? How can you say this at this point?
Man, it is what it is, man. We in a racist-ass motherfucking society, bro. We got a whole system that's against us, and a lot of niggas not even aware of it. That's the sad part. A lot of niggas not even aware of what's going on. They so lost into the world. Little kids, nigga, they 15, 16 shooting each other every other motherfucking day. There's some older niggas that act like the 15 to 16-year-olds. They like, oh yeah, nigga, I'm gangsta this, acting fucking stupid. Then we got the women out here being slut buckets. So all this shit that's going on that I'm hyper aware of, they don't see this shit. They literally live in a whole different realm outside of reality. The reality of what's going on around there. Because woke back in the day meant to be aware. Then these politicians, they took the word and now they took it and now they use it as a slur for black people. The woke culture, this, that, and other. Then they then they tied the LGBTQ inside of it too. So LGBTQ and woke, and Black Lives Matter. That's the woke culture. You hear what I'm saying? Here you go, bro.
Damn, motherfuckers waking up back then, they said you was conspiracy theory and all that shit.
Yeah. That was woke. Being fucking aware. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to leave this video at that. With that being said, like, subscribe, and share so we hit that 100K today. Stay peaceful, productive, and positive. It's that nigga mine, and much love.
Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses that comfort them when torn and snoring. Like you